The sound of silence. When a 13-year-old from the UK stepped onto the stage of America's Got Talent, no one was prepared for the force of nature that was Courtney Hadwin. Her audition, a stunning, raw explosion of rock and roll that earned the coveted golden buzzer, became a global phenomenon, rocking up over 310 million views and cementing her status as an overnight sensation. But the viral fame was merely the prelude to a much darker narrative. While the cameras captured her rise, they completely missed the crushing reality of her life in the years that followed. A reality so harsh it led the teenage prodigy to seriously consider silencing her own extraordinary voice forever. This is the deep dive into the industry machine, the intense public backlash, and the heartbreaking, untold struggles of a shy girl who simply could not handle the spotlight that was thrust upon her. Get ready, because the story behind the music is far more complicated and tragic than anyone ever knew. The Golden Buzzer and the Shy Girl controversy. The Shy Girl narrative was a key component of her meteoric rise. We all watched as a visibly nervous Courtney was encouraged by the judges, only to transform into a rock goddess mid-song. It was the perfect TV moment. The problem, as many quickly pointed out, was that it wasn't the full picture. Miss Hadwin was not some unknown talent plucked from obscurity. She had already reached the finals of The Voice Kids UK the year prior. This detail, often downplayed or omitted entirely by the production, fueled immediate public suspicion. Was the performance genuine, or was the initial timidity an artfully manufactured illusion designed to maximize audience engagement? The controversy suggested the latter, immediately putting a target on her back. Critics argued that the very foundation of her popularity was built on a dramatic misrepresentation. It appears that, in reality television, sometimes the best performers are the ones who are simply acting. Whispers of a rigged competition. As Courtney continued to dominate, her success became almost too predictable, leading to an insidious rumor that quickly took hold. The show was rigged. Fans noted the overwhelming promotional favoritism and the frontrunner label assigned to her by the judges and media alike. The argument was simple. Her incredible talent was undeniable, but the production was so aggressively positioning her as the clear winner that the voting process itself felt compromised. The entire season seemed to be marching toward a predetermined outcome. Then came the shocking finale. Courtney was eliminated, failing to even crack the top 5. To her millions of fans, it was baffling. But to critics, it was the ultimate confirmation that the show had been forced to suddenly abandon their own preferred narrative to quiet the mounting public suspicion that the competition was compromised. It seems that in the court of public opinion, sometimes a frontrunner is just an underdog waiting to be tripped. The restrictive contract trap. Following her controversial loss, the expected next step occurred. A deal with the biggest name in reality TV music, Simon Cowell's label Psycho Music. This was meant to be the launch pad for a global career, yet her music stalled. Instead of a major album, there was a period of unsettling quiet. What was happening behind the scenes? Sources indicated that the reality of the deal was far more restrictive and cumbersome than the young artist had anticipated. She was allegedly trapped in a contract that limited her creative control and forced her into a waiting game. The powerhouse voice was effectively silenced by paperwork. This period of contractual limbo is a frustratingly common story for reality show stars. They gain massive exposure only to be shelved by the very industry that created their fame. In the music business, sometimes a golden buzzer means you've just signed up for golden handcuffs. The scrutiny that followed the silence. The combination of the alleged plant narrative and the sudden post-show silence created a perfect storm of toxic online commentary. As a result, the young performer faced an extraordinary level of public scrutiny and hate. She went from being hailed as a Janis Joplin reincarnation to being targeted by internet trolls who relentlessly attacked her authenticity and stage mannerisms. A quiet period following a competition is normal for most teenagers, but for Courtney, it was interpreted as a sign of failure or even arrogance. The sheer volume of negative attention aimed at a person so young is difficult to comprehend. The private cost of her public life was beginning to mount. It's an unfortunate side effect of instant fame. Every performance is reviewed, but every day of her life is put under a microscopic lens.
Idol Nation, close your eyes and feel the tension. It's the American Idol Season 23 finale. The atmosphere is absolutely electric, but underlying all the spectacle is a heavy, historical silence. We're talking about a 22-year gap, a statistical anomaly that has haunted the show since 2003. Could this night finally be the one where that streak ends? When Ryan Seacrest holds that envelope, the pressure isn't just on the two finalists, it's on history itself. And then, the name drops, Jamal Roberts. This wasn't just a win, it was a seismic cultural event. We are diving deep into the extraordinary journey of the PE teacher who defied rejection, silenced the critics, and rewrote the entire American Idol narrative. Jamal's victory wasn't a fluke. It was the result of a three-time audition journey, a relentless devotion to his soul, gospel roots, and an emotional connection with the audience that few contestants ever achieve. We're going to break down the sheer numbers, including the record 26 million votes, and reveal how his family life, his honest vulnerability, and the unwavering belief of mentors like Lionel Richie and Fantasia turned a community hero into a national champion. Get ready for the full story, the one the highlight reels don't fully capture. If you believe in the power of persistence and the victory of the underdog, you know what to do. Smash that like button, share this video to spread his inspirational story, and hit subscribe so you never miss our analysis of music's biggest moments. Let's start the deep dive. A cultural and statistical watershed moment. The most profound impact of Jamal's win is its historical weight. Being the first black male winner since Ruben Studdard in 2003 shattered a long-standing, uncomfortable narrative surrounding the show's voting demographics. For 2 decades, critics argued that the voting mechanism inherently favored country and pop genres, leaving the rich tradition of R&B and soul overlooked. Jamal's triumph, secured with a record-breaking 26 million votes for the ABC iteration of the show, was a direct, powerful statement from the American audience. It announced that talent, regardless of genre or race, would finally receive its just reward, marking a major cultural watershed moment for American reality television. Defying rejection and learning the craft. Jamal's journey to the finale wasn't a straight line, it was a brutal climb involving 3 separate auditions. Think about the psychological toll, being told you're too young the first time, and then being eliminated the second time simply because he only prepared 1 song when asked for 2. That specific failure taught him the vital lesson of professional readiness and versatility. He didn't crumble, he went back, sharpened his skills, and even competed on Bet Sunday Best, using that loss as thick-skin preparation. This background solidified his image as the ultimate underdog who truly earned his place through relentless grit. The power of humble roots. Before he was singing in front of millions, Jamal Roberts was simply Coach Jamal, a beloved PE teacher at Crestwood Elementary in Meridian, Mississippi. This narrative was his superpower. Unlike contestants who might seem disconnected from everyday life, Jamal was deeply rooted in his community. He used his platform not to boast, but to shine a light on his hometown, openly discussing the struggles and crime, and hoping to bring a little light to Meridian. This relatability made his victory feel like a win for every small town and every essential worker across the nation. The validation of a legend. The constant, almost paternal support from Lionel Richie was essential for Jamal's confidence. Lionel's famous advice, that Jamal's greatest gift was his ability to Jamalize a song, was more than praise, it was an artistic defense strategy. It counteracted any critiques, like those from Carrie Underwood, that pushed Jamal towards being more generic. Lionel's championing gave Jamal the courage to stick to his gospel and soul foundation, knowing that one of music's biggest legends completely endorsed his authentic vision. This dynamic gave the viewers a clear mandate: vote for the true artist. Fatherhood as the ultimate motivation. Jamal's identity as a father to his 3 daughters, Harmony, Lyric, and newborn Gianna Grace, was the emotional core of his story. His honest vulnerability about balancing the competition with family life, including the birth of his youngest daughter just before the top 7, made his fight deeply personal. He spoke candidly about feeling uneasy when his girls were away, and how being a girl dad taught him patience and sensitivity. This powerful, humanizing motivation connected him directly to family-focused voters, ensuring every performance was seen as a sacrifice for love and legacy.